so two other questions. So now you're working currently.
Mm-hmm.
Has that, because some of the initial issues were financial.
Mm-hmm.
Has like the amount that you're being paid, has that been enough to sustain you and your family? Has that been good, or is it like?
Mm-hmm. To be honest, no.
Okay.
Because it's below minimum wage in Jogja. Because in Jogja, we're not really in a good wage in Jogja compared to other cities.
And what is minimum wage in Jogja?
2 point something. 2 point something.
2 point something million. And so in rupiahs, that's per month. So for context, here people talk about wages per month. In different parts, like the U.S., we tend to talk per year. It's different. 2.8 million in rupiah, in the currency here, would be about
only hundreds, maybe.
Probably about
200.
200,
yeah,
maybe 180 per month, something like that.
You can compare to Jakarta for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does it compare with Jakarta? Jakarta is the bigger city. It's like New York City. It has like higher cost of living.
Jakarta maybe around 4 million.
4 million would be about minimum wage.
But I think it's because of in Jakarta you have more opportunities because something like that. But in Jogja, I think it's more like different field. So here we have more entrepreneurship, and maybe teachers, and then civil servants for things like that. But in Jakarta, it's more like private sectors.
Okay, so this is certain industries, and then Jakarta, as the big city, has more private sector and probably all the industries because it just is the big city. For you, do you feel like the options were limiting, or do you feel like you've been able to find something to do that you feel fulfilled and self-actualized in?
When I first got my job, my mom said, you better take the job better than you did nothing. You do nothing at home. So even if it's low minimum wage, you can have more opportunities in the future because I'm restarting from zero. I'm restarting my working hours again, my experience, and maybe in the future I can have better opportunities. And with my dream, I want to continue school. With that, maybe I can have better opportunities in the future.
This makes total sense. I hope with that dream. And now in the U.S., psychologists, are some of the they take some of the longer schooling compared to most other professions, because you have to get a bunch of certifications and it's a whole thing. So it seems like that could either way. That seems like it could be a bit of a journey for you. You've been working for about a month. How has this kind of impacted the relationships within your family?
Both my parents were happy to see me working because I used to do nothing at home because of my depression symptom, and after I work, I found it better for me. I get less symptoms for depression. I used to not wanting to meet people, withdrawing at my room, but now I want to see people more.
That's good.
Because I have bipolar, and my biggest issue is depression, and my depression symptoms is more like withdrawing from environment. So when I work, I need to push myself to go outside to meet people, to do good things. And for now, my coworkers don't know that I have mental health issues. But I think I perform quite well. At work.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Do you feel like how has it been? Scratch that question. Why do you think you withdraw?
withdraw because I don't feel good enough as a person.
What do you mean?
Because I had bad past experience. I got abused when I was dating with my boyfriend. Well, it's not that I blame him, but I had issues when we were dating. It menurunkan percaya diri, lower my
Confidence. Maybe also your self-esteem.
Yeah, self-esteem.
Yeah, this makes sense. Was this dating your current husband or dating a different guy?
Current husband.
How old were you at that time?
I was 23.
Okay. And so you were abused by him. What was that like, and then how did that impact your image of yourself?
Well, at that time, my parents actually didn't really want me to date him because they think he's not a good person for me. But I insisted with them that he's the one that I choose. But I think maybe they were right because they are more experienced than me, and then I got sexual abuse. Well, maybe in the Western world it's normal, but in here at the Eastern world, in Asia, in Indonesia, you cannot do that because it's outside the religious belief. I cannot express more detail, but yeah.
That's okay. This one can be pretty rough. In the West, whether it's okay is a bit of a complicated conversation because I feel like there are different cultural threads, and there can be people that try to hide sexual abuse, and there can be people who are very keen on making sure that it doesn't happen. That's a whole conversation. But yeah, this is really sad. And do you think that, like, you experienced this while you were dating, like many years ago?
Around almost 15 years ago.
Almost 15 years ago. And do you feel like has his treatment of you changed? I mean, you got married. You guys had moments when you got separated, you got remarried, but like, did he change in meaningful ways with regards to this, or?
Well, he is. He's changed a lot. He learned his lesson, and he's trying to be a good husband, a good father. But maybe it's traumatizing, right? So I couldn't really forgive him for what he did. So yeah, it's overshadowing throughout the marriage.
This makes sense. My views on forgiveness are a bit complicated, but with regard to trauma, I think there can be times when forgiving and there can be forms of forgiving that are just like you act as if it never happened, and I don't think that's always a helpful way to forgive, and especially in the case of trauma, forgiveness doesn't always mean forget, because in the case of trauma, our like bodies, our psychology like literally reminds us, and I don't think I don't know that forgiveness is always a good model for trauma, for people who are having traumatic experiences with this. Or maybe put differently, forgiveness looks different. Could be another way to phrase that. Or what do you think?
Thank you. I mean, like, even if he apologized and maybe he's changed into a better person, but still there's something in me that left out. I mean, like, I don't think I can be the same person as before, because I lost my opportunity in a lot of things. He used to be a little bit jealous with people, and that's why I withdraw from surrounding and my friends were asking me, why are you changing into a different person after you date him? Why do you Why are you keep yourself locking yourself at your room? You don't want to meet people. Why? And I couldn't tell them that I was traumatized.
Yeah, this makes sense. It can be also hard to talk about trauma, and sometimes not talking about can also help make the trauma worse. Yeah, and it does also seem like he had a type of response. Like you said, he was very jealous that he would. Yeah, in what way was he very jealous?
I couldn't play with male. I couldn't spend time with the opposite sex. Even if it's friends. I have best friends. I mean, like, since I was a child, I have more male friends than women. And then when I met him, he got jealous, so I restrict myself from being around male.
And it seems like if that's what you're used to, that in and of itself would be very difficult. You probably had to cut a number of relationships.
Yeah, I cut relationship, but I lost a lot of friends.
And I will say, for me personally, I find in different phases of life, I have phases of life where I'm mostly friends with men, but I also have phases of life, I'm currently in a phase of life where I'm mostly friends with women. Most of my close friends are women. And I think for whatever reason, for me, it's like different phases of life, I have different needs with regard to that. So I could understand like most of my friends are men, and that being very difficult. It seems like he was a bit maybe possessive and a bit controlling.
Yeah.
Where are you at now? So you guys are currently separated. How do you feel about, you're currently working? It seems like it's still maybe depressed and still having issues finding a job. But where do you feel like you're at in this relationship? Like, how do you feel about it?
Well, we were not talking to each other with my husband for around 4 months, but last week he came to my house and then he said like, I want to reconcile, but for now he couldn't feed me because he doesn't have any money, but he doesn't want to separate. So it's like more like long distance marriage, maybe, something like that.
How do you feel being in a long distance marriage?
I don't like it.
Why not?
I really don't like it.
I don't think I would like a long-term long distance relationship either.
Because I had past issues with my father. Because my father worked not abroad, outside. I live in Java and he worked in Aceh for a long time. I mean, like, most of my childhood I spent with my mother, so I felt a little bit fatherless. Yeah, I couldn't find any father figure for me. I met him only once in 6 months, for about only maybe a week or two, for a long time. So when I got married, I don't want to be separated for a long time with my husband because of my past experience with my father. So yeah, I think what I want is to be around husband, for him to be around me.
That makes sense. So when he came and talked about reconciling, how do you personally feel about that?
Well, for now, I think it's good because, I mean, like, religiously in Islam, we have rules that when a woman was not given feed for 6 months, she can given food for 6 months, she can ask for divorce. But
how many months has it been?
It's still 4 months.
Okay. 2 months to go. Okay. Go ahead.
So I'm not talking about separation, I mean like divorce, because we're still thinking about our child. But well, we'll see. I mean, like, I'm in a waiting. I'm in a waiting phase.
Yeah, you have at least 2 more months to sort that out.
Yeah.
What if you decided to go down the reconciliation route? And obviously, you to me, you don't have to. It's up to you. What do you think reconciliation would look like for you? What do you think it would look like for you to feel reconciled?
Well, the main problem now is I don't want to move to his parents' house in Klaten. Reconciliation means he's moving back to Jogja, living with us together. Maybe separately from my parents, because he's not really feeling comfortable being around my parents, living together. And my parents said that you can go somewhere else, still in Jogja, because I want my daughter to study here in Jogja I think maybe after senior high. Yeah. So I think reconciliation means he's moving back to Jogja and we live together again outside from my family's house.
How do you feel about potentially living without your parents?
Well, the problem is my husband's already given a house in his hometown. So I think his parents won't allow him to move back to Jogja. So I think we haven't figured it out.
Okay, so it seems like right now you guys are at an impasse. That makes sense. It seems like you got a bit to sort out. In addition to the living situation, do you feel like there are like relational or emotional needs that you would need to make sure are met for you to feel reconciled?
Emotionally, of course, because I mean, like being survivors. I mean, like I'm bipolar survivor and he's depression survivor. It's tough. It's tough for us. I mean, like being couple with mental health issues is tough. Because I have my own issues, I have my own problem, he has his own problem, and when we met, we used to get conflicting. So yeah, maybe we need. I don't know. I still haven't figured it out how to reconcile in this situation, but it's 50-50 chance.
I could see that. This makes sense. Do you feel like with both of your different mental health issues, do you feel like they exasperate each other? That might be a fancy word. Do you think the one for both of you that one of the do you think the issues that one of you has makes the other one's issues worse? Do you think they don't interact at all, they're just kind of neutral? Or do you think they interact in a positive way?
Interact in a negative way.
What do you mean?
Because his family said that I triggered him, got depression. And I got depressed because of his act in the past. So I think it's interact with each other. So maybe being together is not really a good thing, but maybe separation for now is not a good thing too.
Right.
So maybe a long distance marriage for now is the best option.
Right, at least for now. And it seems like in the long term, maybe long distance wouldn't work, but it also seems like for you guys to get back together, you would either need to change how you both reinforce each other's problems and make each other's problems worse.
Yeah.
Or it's not going to work.
But the problem is, I regularly go to psychologists, and the psychologist suggests us to have couple therapy, but my husband doesn't want to. So I think he needs to struggle with himself first, and then we got couple therapy. But I think for now his family doesn't allow us to do it.
Yeah, it seems like his family also doesn't really necessarily like the relationship.
Yeah.
It also seems like his maybe even his family tries to convince him that you're the problem on some level. I bet that's the narrative they tell. it also, it seems like, do you think in general he's seeking mental health support, even if it's not couples, or he just hasn't been seeking or interested in mental health support?
He doesn't seek for support because he used to, when he's in Jogja, we used to go to psychiatrists together, and he takes medication, and I take medication. But for now, he's stopping the medication for 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know how he's been now. I mean, like psychologically, but I think it gets worse.
I could see that being potentially the case. I could definitely see that. Maybe so another question, a bit of a different angle. For people in kind of this, like we'll say a complex marriage like this, maybe even particularly women like yourself, what would you recommend? What have you learned has been helpful for you, and is there anything that you would recommend?
I think you better put yourself first. You put your mental health first.
What does that look like for you?
I mean, find something that you like. Be the best version of yourself, even if other people think it's not the best way, but you know yourself better, so do what you like.
Yeah, I could definitely see this.
But still in rules, like maybe in Asia, in Eastern world, we have a lot of different rules for women, but we can still be able to make ourselves happy without forgetting our roles in family.
What does it look like for you to make sure that you're happy and that you're taking care of yourself and that you're doing this? What does that look like for you?
When I feel my self-esteem raised and I feel more confident with myself now, I feel better about myself, I have positive thinking about myself. Because before I was thinking, will I make my husband get mad for what I do? But I think for now I prefer to do what I want first, because it's actually my mother said that you better find yourself first before him, because when you are happy, your child will feel the atmosphere, something like that. And now I feel better about myself. Maybe someday if he come back, if he return to our home, I can be a more positive person.
Well, Terima kasih. Thanks for taking the time. And how would you like to sign us out?
Something like this?
Can I do this?
It's love.
This is love. So for context, this is a heart.
This is a heart. Yeah.
All right. So I guess we're gonna all say love.
Yeah.
Read.
Love.